Hello, Miss Shawley.
Hello, Miss Holly. Hi, my name is Erin Shawley, and this is
Elizabeth Holly. Nice to meet you.
and our project is called The Right Sound of Wind. So basically what our project entails is a little bit of history about the Wright brothers and why they chose Kitty Hawk as their place to fly the first airplane. So to give you a little bit of history behind this, the Wright brothers were the first people to fly an airplane and the first people to build an airplane, and they were originally born in Ohio, but they chose to move to Kitty Hawk because it's typically windier at the beach. Do you know why?
Why is it windier there?
It's windier there because the land heats up faster than the water does. So typically when land heats up, the air rises. So since there's air rising here, but there's not air rising here, the air from the water is going to swoop in and create more wind in this one little small area.
Oh, so kind of like a gap in between the
There
land
is a
and the
gap.
water. Oh,
There's a
okay.
big, huge gap. So how are we going to make that musical?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out. So what we have is a composition that is going to have a little bit of a section that sounds like water because it's more legato and lyrical, and then we're going to have a little gap where there's going to be a place for wind, and then we're going to end with the more rigid, choppy section that recognizes the land. So we're going to go to a piano and see how this works. So come on.
Sounds pretty cool.
All right, so we have a composition that is going to represent how wind is created at Kitty Hawk. So we mentioned that the land heats up faster than the water, and so the way that is that there's now a gap in between the land and the water, and in that gap, that is where wind is formed to basically fill up that empty space. So how we are going to show that is that we have a lyrical section that represents water and a more rigid section that represents the land. And so we put them together with a space in between where we can fill it in later with wind.
So do you want me to fill it in right now with air?
Yes. So ideally, in the real area, we are going to have different percussion instruments that the children that come by are going to be able to fill in those two measures of empty space with what they feel their wind should be. So it could be as fast or as slow as they want to make it because the wind is different speeds. And we're just going to fill the composition like that. So this is how it's going to go. And so each child is going to have the opportunity to pick whatever instrument they want, and they can play any note, any rhythm, anything, and just have a creative moment in those measures. And if they run over in some of those other waters and land sections, it's completely fine because there's water on the sea and there's water on the land. So it just gives a chance for the students to visualize that, oh, that's where the water and the wind and the land come together.